Folks, Bob Mannery here, and you're listening to Agree to Disagree, the flagship, only on A2D Radio. Uncle Sweeps, Nick Delgazzo, the legendary Brian Wilson, and the fucking man himself, Tom Arnone. These three guys from Jersey bringing you real talk with no agenda. You don't like them? Tough shit. It's their show, and they're going to say whatever the hell they goddamn want.
Let's talk about a family. Agree, disagree. A2D Radio. Every Sunday, we are live from the Real Talk Studios, and every Sunday, we're brought to you by our doc, Make Him Yours, Dr. Paul Vidal, Specialized Physical Therapy, LLC, located Burlington, Cherry Hill, Princeton, New Jersey. We'll have the doc on around 10:45. Obviously, we want to get his thoughts on the Brandon Brooks injury. We were talking about that before we came on the show because I was curious to know his cap hit and all them things with 2 years left on his deal. A guy's going to be 30 to start the year. Achilles injuries that we know are usually a 2-year rehab to get back. Well, not rehab, but a year rehab, but 2 years to where you're back to being the Pro Bowl caliber player you are. And with being 32nd in cap in the NFL, it was something to at least look into. But with an $11 million cap hit, Brandon Brooks isn't going anywhere. So we confirmed that before we even got to the family. We confirmed it. We'll have a lot to talk about. Philly's hot stove later on in the show. Winter Storm Harper was a bust. So I don't know if Harper's ever coming now. I mean, the storm looked like it was an omen. Storm's coming, Harper's coming at the same time, but nobody's signing for at least another month. This shit just gets drawn out way too long.
The storm's actually hitting above us, so hopefully that's not a sign that someone up there is
maybe they're not going to Boston.
Yeah, I don't want
Nobody
that.
likes that.
They don't like
not that they have the money to do it, but they have the money to do whatever the hell they want. So we'll talk Philly's hot stove. Is it going to be Machado? Is it going to be Harper? Is it going to be somebody else? We'll talk about that later on the show. Sixers, tough stretch coming up. Now, it was 12 straight games against teams with winning records. That's now down to 10. They're 1-1 to start it with 10 remaining. We'll get into where we think what a good record is out of that stretch with the remaining 10. 6-4 good enough for you guys. 7-3. We'll talk about that later on the show. Eagles offseason plans. 19 free agents. Now, one, you already noticed back is like a Jake Elliott's back, right? But so let's just say 18 because you're not going to go elsewhere for kicker right now. So 18 free agents for the Eagles. Like we talked about, 32nd.
I wouldn't be against it.
32nd in cap in the NFL. We'll get into there. Championship game previews, though. That's what's on deck for today.
Yeah.
And right into our poll question, what would a Super Bowl matchup be? Patriots versus Rams, Patriots, Saints, Chiefs, Rams, Chiefs, Saints. Let us know. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube. A2D Radio is where you can find us. Tom Arnone, Nick Delgazzo, Brian Wilson, Greg Milakovic, Robbie Pove on the ones and twos. The family out there. Like we said, Phillies on the table, Sixers on the table, Eagles on the table,
whatever you want.
NFC, AFC title games on the table. Let's talk about it, boys, and we'll get to all your questions, comments, concerns. There's really no excitement because the Eagles are done. So,
yeah.
But predictions,
we can throw some
and
predictions
all that.
around.
Yeah, we're going to be predictive.
We can throw some fazools around, okay? I mean, it's a good day for betting. It's going to be shitty out.
Well, hopefully it's a good day for betting. I mean, it
looks
like
it's a good day to throw some money around. Hopefully you're on the receiving end of the money.
Look how he's guaranteed a family. It's a great day for betting. Great day.
Listen,
you might be down $1,000. Throw your mortgage. It's a great day to bet. Great day to gamble.
Championship Sunday.
Hopefully you're doing the opposite of the temp. The temp's going to be dropping today. Hopefully your wallet's increasing. All right, let's go.
Did I get the one-shot headset here? feel like I got one ear going.
Yeah, it's the
I
worst.
was a little off.
You were last guy down.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's my name on it. Shit.
That's what happens when you're late.
Sharpie Gate. Sharpie Gate. Who did this?
Oh, shit. I'm just going to pretend I didn't hear that. As normally the last guy is on the chair, I'm going to pretend like I didn't hear that.
So Philly's hot stove. Sixers tough trip, not road trip, essentially. Eagles off-season plans and championship game preview. So right into it, boys. Who's representing both conferences in the Super Bowl? And this time last year was a great time. Not so much right now.
Well, we know where he's going, so we might as well start over here.
I want Dad in the dance, but go ahead. I need Dad in the dance.
You know where he's going? He's actually he's sitting under him.
Yeah, he's sitting under his guy.
Right over,
Tom's
he's
gonna
right
fucking
over me.
Tom's gonna open mouth kiss him after the fucking show. Come on.
Me or the?
No.
Oh, okay. Just confirm. I was like, I'm not coming over for that.
No, not you.
I would turn.
I don't know if the guy even brushed his
Lord.
teeth
I
yet.
don't know.
I mean, you guys do live together.
I might have forgot. I don't know. No, I'm going Pats, of course. Especially now that the weather's not going to be an Arctic chill. You know what I mean? If it's 4 degrees, then yeah, you got to,
I thought 4 degrees favored the Pats.
I think you warm it up. It favors them. Just because Tom's a little older. So
I keep thinking to me, like, I'm like, shit. Like, every time he says Tom, well, can we just say Brady?
All right,
You know what I mean? Can we confirm?
we'll
So I
go
don't
goat.
get-
Everything's
Okay.
worked so far.
Uggs, oh, you give edge.
They are
Tighten
really
it up.
comfortable.
We got a mechanic on set? Yeah, we got a mechanic on set? NASCAR.
Back. We're good.
Pats Rams.
Arner.
Ooh,
Pats Rams.
the opposite of
I
me.
just I didn't see a lot from
The complete opposite of sweeps. I like
the Saints offense last week against a bad Eagles, or not a bad Eagles team, but a depleted defense, right? Especially in the back half. I didn't see enough from them to light up this defense. So I'm going to go Pats Rams.
I think it's.
I don't think the Rams are. I don't know if that Rams D's any good either.
Yeah, I'm with you.
But I hear you.
you.
It's been a 2-month thing for the Saints, though.
Right.
They have been puttering along.
I
but
feel like that's the playoffs, though. I feel like are always tighter, though. Yeah, it's always tighter.
yeah, I
Everything's
mean,
tighter.
listen,
Everything's tighter.
and that was a revenge game. You expected your best,
Sure.
from,
Yeah.
and, not being in the Philadelphia market, as you should have expected that nationally.
Yeah.
That you were going to get it. That they were playing better. All right, that they had some pride on the table. They were going to show up. So. But I like the two wily vets in this one. I mean, I think obviously you're going to bet against these guys. I mean, time the hourglass is coming to an end. You know what I mean? So there's not they're there every year. Death taxes, and they're in the AFC Championship. So I mean, it is what it is. But it's slowly coming to an end. You know what I mean? So. There ain't much of these left. I mean, come on, he ain't gonna play.
There can't be much left.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
But I've been saying
Well,
this
the
for
AFC, the
I've been
AFC
saying
is helping
this
him out.
for
The
3
AFC
years.
East is helping him out. They're just
Oh,
rotating
yeah,
coaches.
But he
rotate
gets
crumbs.
6 wins a year. He's got Adam Gase sitting there like fucking retarded. Like, what the fuck? What are the Jets doing? And
Five.
I mean,
Five wins.
I mean,
All right,
I can't.
Five
I can't-
wins. Dolphins beat them every
They
year.
win. Tom gets upset when he sees he's like Miami in December again. God damn it! He's like, the whole O-line's going out and partying. Stop.
I don't even get offended that they stink. It's just when people say they got easy 6 wins, I say, hey, easy, pump the brakes. It's 5-1 every year for the Pats. But yeah, I'll go and Pats Saints. They're tough in the dome, man.
They're super tough.
tough in the dome.
I think that the two younger teams are the better teams in the games. I think Kansas City's better, and I think LA's better. But like you said, in the dome atmosphere.
Marcus Peters stinks. He's running his
and
mouth.
he's running his mouth again. He's
and
running
I
his mouth
love
again.
it. I
love
it.
Oh my God, I'm right with you.
Oh my God!
Keep
Come
my
on,
hands by
baby.
that fire.
Oh yeah.
I can't wait. I hope that they can light him up. And I love how Peyton last time was like, well, we saw they could put Marcus Peters on, and we just figured that's a matchup we like.
You think?
Yeah.
Ain't going to tackle me or you.
Yes, sir. So, but I think the Saints win. I think that's going to be a good game, high scoring. I do think, because like you said,
Kind of like the
I don't
first
think,
matchup.
Yes, maybe not as high, like 45-35.
Yeah,
last time,
that was
right?
an
Let's go.
insane back and forth.
Yeah.
I'm thinking it's tight, 31-28, maybe 35-31, something like that. I think the Saints win, and the other one, like, if it would have stayed the Arctic, I would have taken the Pats, because I feel like with the cold and it would affect KC's downfield passing game more. I just think KC is the much better team. I think they're going to get some pressure on Tom today, and they'll stop the run which New England ran all over fucking what's called last week.
Yeah,
Yeah,
San Diego
so
or LA,
Chargers,
whatever
whatever the hell you
they
call
are.
them. They ran all over them. So I think they'll stop the run, KC. I think it's tight. I think it's low scoring. Give me Kansas City 24-21.
Well, they better get after them.
I'm rooting for KC.
Well,
I mean, they better get after. Yeah, I mean,
they got to stop the run.
Let's be real. I mean, we can crown that offense, and rightfully so. When we talk about Kansas City, but defensively, not good enough. Let's not run and hide from it. You know, I mean,
let's be honest.
That they're front four base, and if that front four doesn't get pressure with D4, then they're in a lot of trouble today.
If they don't stop the run, they're in
a lot of trouble too.
Yeah,
because they're bad. I mean, their corners are a bunch of guys. We thought we had a bunch of guys. Oh,
if that TV runs well, they're in big trouble.
Oh, yeah.
Watch out.
But
if that Sony's running well, watch out.
But they've gotten better over the year, though. I mean, I agree with you. As the season went along, the Chiefs have gotten better on defense. You know, they started out as a Sid, but they got better. I mean, the Colts came in as one of the hottest team in the NFL, and offensively, I mean, come on, the first half it was like -2 yards.
Oh, yeah, no.
Yeah.
The Chiefs have played much better.
Luck had like 18
since they've
yards
gotten
passing.
more healthy, they've played a lot better.
Yep.
yeah, and you look at it. These were the two best games of the year. You go back to it. You know, you go back throughout the year.
Dude,
I mean, you couldn't ask for nothing. You couldn't ask for nothing better besides the Eagles being in it for us. You couldn't ask for anything better. I mean, these were the two best games throughout the year.
It was chalk talk, 1-2, 1-2.
And like part of the description, like you guys already talked about, you know, you got some proven vets against some puppies.
Yeah.
And you're gonna see how long the vets go. It's today the day where both vets' careers might start becoming to an end today? Is it that day? Because if both get knocked today, I still think both are back for a following year, but it's that chink in the armor where maybe they're not. Right. Maybe both aren't back. I mean, both guys, 40 years old. I mean, how much longer do you play this game for? You know, especially if you lose a game in NFC AFC title games. It's hard to get back up and have to want to work out for a whole nother year. You know, when you start getting up in age, it's not about the want to play. I think you guys are always going to want to play. Yeah. It's about do I feel like getting up at 6 a.m. every day again and going through this regimen, you know, of the workouts, not the football stuff that you get into, more so that.
I'll give you this. On that note, I think if New Orleans wins it, Brees retires. I don't think that Brady's going to retire. I think even if New England wins, they're not going to retire. He's a fucking weirdo.
Oh, he's a monster. Real quick.
He's just a fucking weirdo. He's like Gumby out there. He doesn't have any muscle on his body left. He just throws the ball. It's perfect every time. He hooks up with his kid. It's just what he does. Like he's a fucking regimented robot. I think he plays next year regardless.
Real quick.
But I hope to God that Brees retires. Get him out of here.
Joseph Frank said Eric Berry is playing today. Or tonight?
I think so.
Did they figure out with the foot?
Questionable. I think
all right.
Something came across the bottom.
It's huge for them to get him back. I know he's in a lot of pain with the foot. You know, something we can talk to the doc about because they were trying to find him a special kind of cleat where it would sort of take some of the pain away. But last week was having a ton of pain on it. So interesting to see. I mean, you know, guys like this, they don't want to miss title games.
Eric,
you know what I mean? Yeah.
It's Eric Berry,
and he's missed a lot of football already.
Yeah, tons.
It's Eric Berry.
Yeah.
So besides the Patriots hate, you know, obviously I'm rooting for Big Red and the fact that they fucking cut Hunt. I love that. I would love them to fucking win the Super Bowl after you fucking cut fucking Hunt. I love it, right? Because like we talked about before, uber talent, and you don't see that too much. Like most of the time, we get swept under the rug. Shocking, you know what I mean? Fucking they went like, we're okay.
I'm sort of leaning towards where you went. I mean, It's hard to bet against the Patriots. You know,
that game screams push for anyone that bets it.
It's tough.
It's a 3-point line. It screams push.
It's tough, but I'm gonna go with Andy. I'm gonna go with the best offense in the NFL. I'm gonna go who's got home field today. And like you said, I sort of thought the 29 sort of made it more Patriots, 29 degrees. But I'm gonna go with Kansas City because I'm rooting for Big Red today. To get to another Super Bowl. So I'm gonna go with the Chiefs. And the other side of it, like Greg was saying. You know, what I saw from the Saints last week, now do I expect the same start? No, but you got to look at this. This is now a 4 or 5 week worth of football games for the New Orleans Saints where they haven't been good enough offensively. So if you're playing the Rams, you got to outscore. Now, you got to outscore everybody, obviously, but the Rams, can light you up a little bit. You know they can. Now, the Saints can too, but I'm going to go with the Rams, and I'm going to go with what the NFL, I think, wants out of this. And I know people might think they want Brady and Brees. I think they want the puppies. So I'm going to go with the two puppies, the youngsters, both going to Super Bowls, which is going to make it worse around here A big time worse because now Mahomes is going to be better than Carson. Now we should have traded out the one to get Goff. No, absolutely not. But you know what I mean? It's going to make it worse around here. But I think the two young kids get in and advance. It's just a feeling I have. I don't think the Saints' offense has been good enough recently for me to assume that they're going to score 35. Now, inside the dome, at any game, they can hit you for 35, 40. I get it.
If this game wasn't in New Orleans, I would definitely pick LA. I'll tell you that. I think the only reason I even think the Saints will win is because it's in the dome.
Yeah.
That's the only difference.
I think LA's the better team.
NFL definitely wants the Rams.
I mean, I hate Marcus Peters and all that, but
even
they're good.
Like the guy that works in the cafeteria that feeds McVay, is getting jobs now. Anybody that comes 5 feet from that fucking guy is like, we'll take him.
He's going to be our new quarterback.
That guy's never even fucking saw a football. He don't even know what a fucking football. Nah, we'll take him.
So Devin Hunt says, out here in Kansas City, the real field temperature at the game time will be 9 degrees. So the real field, so it's going back down. Joseph Frank says Chiefs and Saints. So Andy gets his ring.
Now, if he's there, does he have a in-town update on Eric Berry?
Well, maybe he can get us one.
Yeah.
Get us a little update on Eric Berry. Aaron Lester, word. My new favorite sports show is on. Thanks, Aaron. Appreciate it, brother.
Yeah,
now, besides Greg's, we know his hatred of Big Red. If the Eagles didn't win last year, you're not even rooting for Big Red, right?
Absolutely not.
No.
Absolutely
not.
not.
No.
Absolutely not.
Last year.
I'm not
exercise
rooting for anybody.
Demons. Yeah, I know.
The baseball.
Can I clarify?
The baseball beat.
the demons.
Can I clarify my hatred? Right?
Oh, yeah.
I'm already coughing too much and you're doing this.
No, it's fine. If you ask me to sign
Who
up.
don't you hate out of coaching?
There's
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. But if you ask me to sign up
You
for
hate
that
Doug.
run.
You hate our father. You hate everybody.
If you ask me to sign up for that run, I sign up for it every day and twice on Sunday. We just never got over the hump.
Yeah.
And he wore on me and just wore me down with.
Well, anybody does over a long period of time.
But if you're asking,
people are worn out by Bill Belichick, and all he does is bring.
Once he's gone, you got to go to confession, bro.
No, I don't want to go. Let it go. This isn't frozen. This isn't frozen.
Come on. Hey, to your point, though, anybody that has long tenures, people get sick of.
Right.
There's people in New England that are probably sick of Bill's act, even though all they do is win. It's just long tenures come with. Man, I'm tired of this guy talking.
I will sign up for that run again. You know what I mean? And with him as well.
Who the fuck would?
You know what I mean? No,
that was a great time.
Yeah. I mean, you're always there. You have a chance.
It was at the perfect age.
You know? Oh, it was, too.
That was awesome.
We're little punk asses.
Oh, of course.
James Haney, good morning, gentlemen. My first time here. I live in Canada, 20 minutes outside Toronto. I like the Rams today after last week's running performance, and I like KC. They are more complete,
Canadians.
and Mahomes is the X factor.
Yo, I seen this last night, though.
Molson, is there room for two Canadians?
Yo,
welcome, bro.
Wait, the best part is that if Molson is listening and chimes in, is that at first Molson was like, "Oh, they're Canadian, awesome," and the guy said where he's from, he's like, "Maple Leaf fan, never mind, take it back." And I was like, "All right, Wilder, I like that.
There it is.
I like it."
Devin Hunt says,
"Welcome, Canada."
Eric Berry will play tonight, so he got right back to you.
Okay.
So Eric Berry is good.
Thanks, Dev.
So they got the cleat right then.
I guess so.
To be able to take away some of the pain. That's huge.
That's
huge.
Or there's a lot of shots going in.
You know that.
Bloody sock.
Yeah.
It's like
Listen,
Kurt Schilly again.
Around 6 o'clock, that thing will be facing the other way. All right, so
And he'll still beat me in a race.
Oh, yeah, it'll be facing the other way.
You can cut them both off, Greg. All right. You ever seen Eric Berry run? He runs on nubs, all right? They call him Stubby out there. He'll be flying around.
Stumpgate.
And they say 2/3 of the world's covered in water, the other third's covered by Eric Berry. All right? I love Eric Berry.
Oh, listen, that's huge. That's huge for them tonight.
He's the leader of the team, too.
Because I was talking about their secondary being a big question mark going into this football game. That makes me feel a little more confident about the Chiefs now. Just a little bit more.
But you still know.
You still got to see if he can play.
Yeah. I mean, although he's playing, you still got to see if he's Eric Berry.
Is he 40%? You know, because if he can't play and James White goes right around,
he'll find out real quick.
He'll find you. He'll find you. If you're bleeding, he'll find you.
You got James
There's
White.
a fucking great White right there.
James White on the wheel. James White on the wheel real quick.
Well, we always do this for Eagles season, so let's do it. Let's do it for NFC, AFC title games. We want your score predictions, offense, defensive player for both games. Chance of winning a little money from us to you. Screenshot it. Send it over to A2D. It can be in the Real Talk. It can be right to the main page. Anywhere. It can be to any social media platform.
You slide into his DMs.
A year ago, we were burning that sweatshirt out for
Yep.
you.
We let him in. We left him in.
Or no,
We left him in, though. See what happens?
off,
a couple
First
weeks
off,
ago, yeah. That's right. It was Super Bowl.
yeah.
Right? Super Bowl.
I still want it burned. Okay.
We could burn another jersey. He was
No.
all for burning
No.
a number 9 jersey.
All right. Scores. Scores. Shoot around. What do you got?
We burned that.
27-21 Patriots. James White and Devin McCourty. And then what'd you go AFC?
24-21 Chiefs. Mahomes.
And
20.
defense?
You want a defensive guy too?
Yeah.
Fucking Barry.
Shit. That's what he said.
28-27. I feel like that because we know how the gambling world works. That's just the way it goes. Now it's freezing. This will be the over, and the other one's supposed to be in the fucking 130s, and it'll be like fucking 9-8 fucking game or something. So 28-27 Pats. Fuck. Brady, of course. That's easy.
Fucking Gumby.
Gumby and fuck.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Chiefs 28,
McCourty.
28-24.
McCourty gets 2 picks.
I'm going the same Wells, Mahomes and Eric Berry. Actually, I'll go D Ford because I think you need to get tons of. Well, I don't think. I know you need to get tons of pressure on Brees. So let's go to the NFC game before we move on to some Eagles talk.
35-28. I think it's a touchdown game.
Oh, I almost thought you went double edge. I said, "Ooh, look at him."
No.
Double dutch?
Rams, Gurley, and Donald. I just think Donald's going to be a problem.
No, it's an easy. That
was off on a limb.
Football might be a problem.
Yeah, I went off on a limb on that one.
It's a real sturdy limb. The sturdiest limb you've ever
It's
found.
got to be sturdy for me.
That's the fucking size of this house.
Hey, that's real oak.
That's real oak. That's great. Oh, shit. 31-28 Saints. Brees. And, shit. I don't even know. Let's say one of their D linemen with a 2-sack game. Cameron Hayward. He's over there, right? We'll say him.
Cameron Jordan.
Cameron Jordan. Whatever the fuck his name is. He's a good player, though. He made a great play on that screenplay last week.
30-28 Rams. I'll go Goff, and since Gurley was semi-taken, I'll go Goff. And let's go Fowler. A little strip sack. Go a little outside the box. A little strip sack.
24.
Again, watching those games and realizing that the Rams stole Fowler from Jacksonville at the deadline. You know what I mean? Like that defense needed any more help up front.
Yeah, right.
Sorry, Sweeps.
No, you're good. And how about C.J. Anderson? I mean,
yeah,
he was just hanging out, fucking eating, which he still does now.
He's
but
still
it's
eating.
unbelievable.
It's like a bowling ball. Just a fucking little bowling ball.
They said 225. I said, you're fucking high.
242.
Whoever said that, I was like, you're crazy, buddy. 20, like I said, I just think it's one of those, smells like a little bit like a dirty fish, but I could definitely see it in the 40s. But 24-20 Saints. Michael Thomas, you fucking teabagging fucking Peters all day. All day. And then I'm going to go Williams on the back end, GOAT revisal. I mean, you just the bad GOAT. I mean, when he went from Vikings GOAT to now here, he'll be here.
Miracle.
Yeah, he'll send him to the Who'll have a huge,
pick?
a big pick to send him to the Super Bowl.
That's the phantom tackle guy,
and once
right?
again, since we're talking about rising up, you got to rise up.
You got to rise up.
Championship Sunday, he will rise up.
That's spectacular.
Even though I think the Rams win, I would love to see Peters just get taken to the woodshed all day.
The only thing that sucks
goddamn
is that
day.
Talib's playing.
Yeah, he's pretty good.
And he's probably going to cover Thomas.
Yeah.
You know who I do see though?
It definitely won't
For
be
all of
Trayvon LeBlanc covering
For all of
Thomas.
our fantasy guys out there, that are going to do like a little DraftKings, little FanDuel, whatever. I like Teddy Ginn. Teddy Ginn, because I think they're going to put Talib on Thomas, and they're going to shadow over top. And I like Teddy Ginn's healthy now.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
I could see a Teddy Ginn maybe like a sneaky 110 and a touch out of Teddy Ginn.
Because you totally give Frenchie credit last week, but a better ball, it's a touchdown.
Oh,
You know what I mean?
yeah,
Bruce, you throw that where you're supposed to, Drew, and that's 7 with Ginn right out of the fucking chute right there.
Yeah.
So, Frenchie did
No,
a great job
I'll give
closing on the
Frenchie
ball
credit
and
for
high point
competing all
the
day.
ball.
Yeah.
First off, our secondary competed hard.
They absolutely did.
The last 5 weeks of the season, real hard.
Absolutely.
You know,
You gotta
and,
give it
and
to
that's a testament. I think it's a huge testament to
the coaching.
Well, not only coaching, but Malcolm Jenkins holding them together back there. You know, being the one rock that was there all year.
Yeah.
You know, and literally every play. You know, but yeah, to get like a full slice of cheese out of Swiss cheese was, it was pretty interesting.
Swiss cheese is delicious.
Just a veteran locker room, and
Not Swiss guy?
a veteran locker room. It started at the top. You know what I mean? Like
A lot.
He saw that video. You saw that video with Doug waiting for everybody, the last guy to come in. Man, that kind of shit is fucking awesome. And not being, a fan like you guys, just to see that is awesome. You know what I mean? From your head coach, man, it's awesome.
Yeah, guys,
I was right with
guys
you.
rallying
You know
around.
what I mean?
Rob said Sheldon Rankins out for the Saints.
Well, he tore his Achilles.
Yeah, but just
First off,
throw it out
that
there,
field,
put it out
field
there.
is an issue. What's going on in that field over there, by the way? Last time we played there, all our D-backs got hurt, and then we're there this week. You got Rankins goes down with Achilles. You got Brooks goes down with Achilles. Guys are just dropping all over the field. That fucking field in New Orleans, there's an issue. Fucking burn that place down. Rebuild.
All right, fam. We'll still take
Maybe
NFC,
that's that guy's
AFC
wearing Timberlands.
title game predictions throughout the show.
I don't know what that's. Sorry. Cut you off.
No, you're good. We're just going to get into some Eagles, get into some birds, talk a little bit about the 19 free agents that will be up here in 2019, and that according to Over the Cap, the Eagles have $231 million in committed salary for 2019, which would place them more than $30 million over the cap. Assuming the Eagles decline Nick Foles' $20 million club option and Peters retires, that would put the Eagles back in a positive with less than $1 million in cap space. Another guy they talk about in Over the Cap, a big savings, and I don't see this happening, would be releasing Timmy Jernigan, who would save the Eagles $7 million.
Yeah, he's getting cut.
So you know how he moves around. I mean, I thought we need Timmy.
Timmy
He getting cut though.
Well, he might get restructured.
Could be a restructure. I don't see them cutting him.
Who you replacing him with? If you
You're going
cut
to lose
him?
Graham and him and
Long.
Long.
Draft somebody. But I think they're going to resign. I think they're going to restructure and resign Graham for. I mean, he's going to get good money, but he'll give us a bit of a break than maybe what he could get somewhere else. And I think he'll resign. I think that Long and Jernigan will both be gone. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a lot of
And
money.
and
$7
Nick's
million, that's a lot of money.
and
man.
Nick's definitely gone, obviously, and I think everyone knows that Peters is going to retire, right? I mean, he should. At this point,
He should.
he's so old at this point, he has to. He's still good when he plays, but he's on the field half the time.
Yeah.
So I mean, and we that's why I'm curious. I would love to re-sign Nick, or like you said, tag him or something, and then trade him. That would be ideal, because then you can maybe bring in somebody for him, fill a spot, because we're going to have to draft well. We just have to. You have to draft well, and we're going to have to draft an O lineman for sure and a D lineman for sure.
I don't think you can tag him in the sense where like you're almost playing Russian roulette, because then if nobody trades with you, I mean, I'm not saying that, but if the NFL says, "Hey, fuck you guys," you know what I mean? But I'm just saying,
you don't have to do that. You don't have
to keep him as a backup.
You don't have to do that though. Because
I know, but for 20,
no, because you don't have to do it, because if he signs somewhere else, right, you get a third round pick next year, so you essentially get something back for it.
If he signs,
Yeah. So I mean, if he signs somewhere else, you're going to get a third round pick back next year for it.
Well,
So
how about
at least you get something. So you don't necessarily have to franchise him to hope to trade to get a second round. Like say, okay, you're going to do this and get a second round pick hypothetically. Well, why even go through all that? Like worry about the things you need to change cap wise.
I wasn't thinking about a second round pick though. I was thinking like
I know what people think, but
Leonard
it's
Fournette.
It's tough. It's tough. But let's start with your guy Brandon Graham as the first guy. You say yes, he's back.
I think that we're going to re-sign him. Yes.
All right. Well, let's look at Everson Griffin. What did he get? 4 years, $58 million last year. That's about a price tag around where Brandon Graham's around, right? He got $34 million guaranteed. So I think somebody out there is going to pay Brandon Graham big-time money. Now, it might be the Chiefs. We're talking about the Chiefs today. D Ford is going to get a lot of money somewhere. Now, if the Chiefs don't want to pony up that money, Brandon Graham might be a little bit of a cheaper option for them. Just to go, Andy drafted him, guy he's familiar with, just throwing a team out there. I would love BG back.
He didn't play well when Andy was here.
Yeah.
He didn't. We thought he was going to be a bust, remember?
You think he's back? You think he's gone?
I think he's
going.
back.
I just think there's enough teams. Throw Indy out there as well. Indianapolis, they're a team out there that's going to be looking for an edge rusher, and I just think there's enough teams out there that his market's going to be. It's going to price him out of.
His
our
market is good.
I agree.
I just think that
you just. I'm sorry. You just don't. I don't see it enough in pro sports. The hometown discount. You know what I mean? Money talks. You know
Oh, I totally
especially
agree.
in football when it's
Money
not,
talks.
You know
I think
what
we're
mean,
going to
when
offer him a
it's not
solid
guaranteed and stuff,
contract.
you know what I
though.
mean? Yeah, no.
I think we will.
I think he walks.
Dirk Dowers says O-line in the first round. James Rogie says, I see Schwartz is coming back. Do you guys agree with that, or D is giving up way too many yards and big plays a game?
We don't give up points in the red zone, though.
Yep.
I'm fine with Schwartz coming back. He's been solid. Since he's been there, we won a Super Bowl and we won a playoff game this year, and we were depleted.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I'm pretty fine with that.
Yeah, when he was able to get out of his defense in the second half.
Yeah,
of the
if we were fully healthy and we were giving up this many yards, then I'd have a little bit. I would sort of tend to agree.
Well,
I understand.
Number one red zone defense.
I understand that. That's what keeps his job this year.
That's the money-making zone.
No,
Might as well be called the green zone.
I agree with you, but you also can't give up 18 plays, 11-minute drives either. I know that's the money zone.
I totally agree, and maybe we can do something.
Third and 18.
I have a serious issue. I have a serious issue with that fucking stupid. We play at the sticks on everything that's over 3rd and 10. I have an issue with that. But besides that, I think he did a solid job.
No, absolutely.
Jay Ajayi.
I don't like him one bit, but I think the last 6 weeks he kind of earned his paycheck.
Yep.
Put the Band-Aid on that thing that was bleeding bad.
Go.
Ajayi.
He's gone.
Yeah, he's gone.
Gone? All right. Foles? I mean, I know you mentioned it. Gone.
I'd love him back. He's gone.
I don't even think the franchise gets involved here. I just think gone. I don't think they're even going to do that. Darby is an interesting one.
I mean, unless he said, I'll take $7 million, I just like being here.
Oh,
yeah. Then I'd pay him in a second.
Yeah, that's a little different. Yep. I said the franchise is gone.
Yeah,
the franchise is gone.
The NFL is going to step in at that point, though. Like, you can
Fuck
get.
the NFLPA. Tell him to suck a dick.
Oh, yeah, you
can't, but I understand.
You really can't. But you know what I mean? Like, all this, I mean, you're absolutely right. He might not want to go anywhere else, and, that sucks because just the NFLPA is not going to allow that.
What are they stepping in over? What are they stepping in over?
When he's going to make $20 million, and then they're just going to let somebody,
Bro, he's signing as a backup. What are they stepping in for? It doesn't affect the money of a starter. It's one thing if he's staying to start and he's taking less money.
Yeah.
Then they're going to jump in and say, whoa. The guy's staying as a backup. He's going to take less money to be a backup. That's not affecting anybody else signing.
That's his livelihood.
That's different. It's different than what you're saying.
I don't like how the NFLPA gets involved like that, though.
They do, though.
I know they do. I know they do. But I don't like that, though. Like, if I was him, I'd be like, I want us to sign better players. I want to stay here, and this is what I'm signing for, and you suck my dick.
Because to me, this is the biggest all-season.
I'm a grown-ass man.
Yeah, what the fuck?
This is the biggest all-season.
I've already made a ton of money.
For
I'm
this
fine
franchise.
$7 million. $7 million. Oh, up. Jesus Christ.
It's the biggest all-season for this franchise in a long time to me, with this many free agents. So let's go, Ronald.
Very well run, though.
Ronald Darby.
Be fine.
Yes.
Darby?
I think he's back.
I would do 1 year deal. I mean, he made 1.5 last year, so you assume you'd get it back for a 1 year deal around 1.5, 2 mil?
I'll say he's back.
I mean, and we obviously realize we can never have too many
corners,
defensive backs.
Considering we lose 5 a year,
Here's an injury-prone guy, Jordan Hicks.
Goodbye.
Gone.
See ya.
And I like him, but he's never on the field.
Yeah,
and he probably won.
And I don't think he played as well this year when he was on the field as we remembered.
First off, he was healthy during the playoffs. He wasn't on the field a whole lot.
Yeah,
another Achilles guy.
Yeah, he was injured a lot, of course. But and Bradham emerged as a pimp. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Obviously, you need more backers than one. But I think you let him go.
Jason Peters, boys, $8 million club option for 2019.
I think we all hope he just retires.
I love JP, but yeah, he's got to go in one capacity or the other.
bodyguard hang the chain.
Yeah,
Well, this is where you gotta
I think
get-
you just move in. You tell them like, listen, we love everything you've done. We don't want to have to cut you. Just retire. We'll give you a spot on. You'll be like
Well,
a,
you realize
a team
that-
chaperone or
You
some
realize
shit.
that him
We'll pay you
and
$500,000.
Jeffrey Lurie text all the time.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
I mean, this is one of these situations that is
They sent dick pics.
it's
to each
almost
other.
between like him and Jeffrey. Like you got to sometimes cut the personal feel with some of this
Yeah.
stuff and say, you know what, I got to do what's best for our football team. Yeah, I think he's going Sudfeld back.
Oh,
Obviously,
yes.
if Nick's not, if we all believe Nick's gone, then
Well, then
Nate's back.
Sudfeld has to be back.
Restricted free
But he's
agent,
restricted
so
too,
restricted
so,
guy.
Yeah.
Elliott, we all believe is back, right?
Sudsy.
Studsy. Elliott's back, yeah.
Yeah,
Right.
Elliott's back.
Rick Lovato, long snapper, back.
You probably
Back.
get Cody Parkey for cheap.
No, you won't, because they're not cutting him because they owe him too much goddamn money. Mike Wallace.
Bye.
The great thing that happened to the Bears was that kick getting tipped because they didn't want to cut him because he's due like freaking $5 million cap hit.
He fucking
like you're not cutting
dude,
that.
He hooked that, man. That kick, that tip didn't mean shit.
I'm just saying.
The best thing
the
about
best thing
that
that happened
finger,
for
The
the
best
the
thing about
Bears.
that is Robbie Gould hasn't missed a kick since he left Chicago.
Mike Wallace
Goodbye.
Yeah.
going
ya.
right.
Thanks for
irrelevant. Yeah, exactly.
Darren Sproles.
back. I
Goodbye.
hope back. Back.
Is he retiring or is he? I mean, I know
Well,
what you're asking. I'm saying it's
yeah.
like I thought he said he was done. I
Nah,
mean,
but he might
not
be back.
recently. Not recently. I mean, obviously,
He says gone because he's an idiot. They've already told him that they want him back. So if he doesn't retire, he'll be back. So where is he?
It's just,
he's-
but what do you
so
get
think
out
he's
of a
gonna retire?
38-year-old guy?
Our team was 3 times better as soon as he came
In the
back.
4 games that he played this year.
Still was 3 times better as soon as he came back. Were you watching the game?
Yeah, he was in every one of my lineups for FanDuel.
I know. Well, we're better when he's back. That's just fact.
But he was going to play 4 games, though. Like, you're going to tie up money for a guy who's going to play 4 games?
How do you know he's going to play 4 games next year?
He was hurt by, like, walking out the door.
I don't think he got hurt walking out the door. I think he got hurt in practice.
Okay.
Listen,
you
I
gotta
understand he
practice
missed,
in
he
this
missed a
league,
lot
right?
of time. He missed a lot of time this year. But when he was healthy at the end of the year, he was fine. Hopefully
He
he
sure
stays
was.
healthy.
No, you're absolutely right. He was a difference maker. But, again, now you're another year older after what he was already going through this
So
year.
who you getting? Because all these other younger guys that we bring in to do what he does, they don't do it as good.
You're right.
So
Well, that's why I think the
So
running
he'll be
back
back.
position is such a huge part of this offseason. Because I don't.
that's why you trade Nick for Fournette.
I'm in.
Let's do it.
I'm in.
So you want to go from one guy who was banged up to a guy who's younger but always banged up? Oh, makes sense.
But he's a star.
Makes sense. I get he's
and
a
you
star.
and you could get it, and you could make that trade, and then you don't have to draft a running back because we have to draft a lineman on both sides. We got to
Yeah.
draft the D lineman and the O lineman.
Dude,
So now that we got to draft the
You got 4 picks in the
our
first 3
running back
rounds.
stinks.
So I mean,
our running back situation right now is an issue. We have to get a running back. I don't care how you do it.
No,
You got to
he's-
get one.
Yeah, he's super talented. He just, he stars in that new movie Glass. You know what I mean? Like that's Leonard. You know what I mean? It is what it is. But
Uber talented.
see.
Though.
Yeah.
Yeah. You never
Yeah,
know. Sometimes
absolutely.
that's what Marshawn Lynch was like that with Buffalo. Was banged up, in and out of the lineup. Then he went to fucking Seattle. Watch out, Hall of Famer. You never know. I'm just saying, you never know.
no, I mean I'm not against it. I mean if I get
Speaking
that
of
back
Lynch,
for it.
Would you take him?
No. Speaking of old guys, he's 1,000. He's 1,000 in the way he ran. Jesus. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? He'd be Earl Campbell next. Christ. Had to buy his sausage so he can walk.
those tires are bald as shit, bro.
I just love the personality in here.
Oh.
I think he'd be a
I'm
funny.
here so I don't get fined. Of course, I'd love to hear that all year.
Chance Warmack.
Goodbye.
Bye.
He might be back. The loss of Brooks means he might be back.
Unless it's cheap.
See
Yeah.
what you do in the draft.
I mean,
I
but
think it's gotta be
he's not
cheap.
very expensive. He made $2 million this year, right? He's not like super expensive guy.
Nah, yeah, he
And
made
he's
2
been
mil.
around. And he's been around for a while. So, because you figure Wiz was like our utility. Wiz was like our
Swiss
jack of
Army
all,
knife.
our Swiss Army knife.
Yeah.
Who would
Especially
do
on the inside.
kind of center or either guard position. So now they're going to have him start, which is not a bad thing because you don't lose a lot with Wiz in.
No.
But now you don't have that guy behind that can fill in.
It was funny though watching the arm difference between Brooks and Wiz. Wiz is going out there slapping guys. He's like, where Brooks is like moving guys with his slap, and Wiz is still like, I got short arms.
I like Wiz though. I'll be honest. I think that Wiz plays well when he's in.
No, I like I mean he's got
Brooks
one
is
time-
better.
the family pedigree
The one
too.
time the arm didn't work for
Yeah.
Brooks is when he blew out the Achilles. The guy drove him into downtown fucking New Orleans. You know what I mean? Like, I
He
mean,
stayed in front of
wait,
him.
no, absolutely. Yeah,
Put him in
yeah.
the gutter
He
on
didn't go on
Bourbon
his
Street.
ass. I mean, he doesn't give the guy credit. What a tough motherfucker.
Yeah.
It was about probably one step in. He was like, oh, fuck, that fucker went. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean?
Michael Black says so. Jai is done. Yep, pretty much.
I just think he's
two bad
gone.
knees. That's sort of it. Scott Spencer says Warmack can't play. Spidey says Foles for Fournette.
Spidey.
I'm not saying that Chance Warmack is good, but he's been in the system for 3 years, and we got to hold on to backups.
Nelson Aguilar.
Your son?
Wait, he's a free agent? I didn't know that.
He's restricted, isn't he?
Yeah, he's absolutely back.
I think your son's definitely back. Yes.
I actually looked to sign to extension.
He didn't call you?
I thought Dad was about to cut
I
him.
know, right?
Not contract.
Dad's about to cut him.
Yo, the child support
That's the
payments
second-
are going up.
This is the second kid that's going. He's like Andy over here. He's got two bad kids.
I know.
Well, you turned into fucking Cromartie. You got about 19 kids, so
And-
at some point you got to let somebody
he's
go.
multiplying them, yes.
And his
He
prize.
already let a Double go.
No, his prize is the only one in camp right now.
Oh, yeah, that's right. He is back.
He's-
He's back.
he-
His
he-
dad's back. He's
Dad's
circled the
back
wagons.
in the town
He's
now.
circled the wagons. I forgot. I
like,
forgot.
my kids are-
He
my
was
kids are first
he
one
was
in training
He
camp.
was like, Double was there in
That's
January. That's my boy. That's
my
my
boy.
boy. That's my boy.
That's why,
I gave him a one-way ticket.
Option year.
that's why I told these guys.
Option
I said,
here.
oh, now he got there early. Oh, it's 262. instead of
Option year,
255.
but that's a cap hit of $9.3 million.
That's why I think they
Nelson Aguilar.
extend him and then make that drop. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and they extend and they lower that cap
Yeah.
hit because that's a $9.3 million cap hit. That's
We can probably give him less money. 'cause
big
he
time
hasn't-
money.
He hasn't performed to where he was picked. So
Well, let's stay on the wide receiver then. Okay, because I think he's back. Like what you guys said, I think this is an extension.
yeah, he's back.
Golden Tate.
I'd like him to be back.
I think
But
it's
it's
going
all
to come
about
down
how
to
much, though.
Yeah, it's going to
Yeah.
come down to the Brandon Graham thing. With him being the best available wide receiver out there, for us to keep him at anything less than 10, which is I think where our numbers got to be for our cap, I think it's tough. You know what I mean? I just think there's too much out there that someone's going to overpay him at $15 million a year and take him.
Yeah. I mean, it's hard to have fucking 10 weapons. You know what I mean? Like, you want to. You want to give 11 as much as you can to succeed, you know what I mean? But you almost have to – you got to get younger in the draft sometimes, you know what I mean? And just hope maybe Holland stays upright and he could be, not the answer, but
Right.
That third or fourth
He
guy.
could be that extra guy.
Yeah, exactly.
Jeremy Beal, thoughts on Antonio Brown coming to Philly? Zero shot.
Love it.
Zero shot.
I'll take it.
Well, guys, we just sat here and talked about the third. I love all you. I love the Madden guys sitting at home that turn salary caps off and shit. But at the end of the day, you're 32nd in cap. You're $32 million over the cap right now. Right now. Now it's going to go down, but right now, where the fuck are you getting the money? Listen, I know Howie's probably can lift some things up and find some money under some things, but
He's got money all
but
over.
where the hell are you cutting the cap to be able to pull this move off? I love it. And then so now you're going to have Antonio Brown and the 19 guys that we were talking about trying to bring some of them back. You're bringing back none. None. So it's Antonio Brown and a bunch of guys. I'm not doing that for a fucking crumb.
not
I'm
gonna
not
happen.
doing it for
It's
a crumb.
not gonna
And a
happen.
second thing, the guy's got his own burner accounts too. It's Colangelo 3.0. Go look at it. Total.
He's a diva.
Daily Shark put it out. Daily Shark put it out the other day. It is absolutely his burner account. Absolutely. Because Antonio's liking this guy's tweets. And it's weird. You gotta look at it. It's definitely his burners.
But
I
yet-
got no time. I got no time for the guy using his burners to stick up for himself. You know what I mean? Well, he's throwing everybody else under the bus. Let the burners throw everybody under the bus, not me. So I'm a good team guy. I don't want him. I don't want the crumb Le'Veon. You can get. I don't want neither one.
You can put those two crumbs right
anything
in the
from
car and
Pittsburgh,
send it
I'm
right
good.
off a cliff. I'm fine with it.
Yep.
I'm good. Where are you coming up with the money, babe?
First off, Greg just sat here and said that we don't have enough to keep Tate, but he wants
And he goes,
Antonio Brown.
yup. He didn't even let me get
You
out.
just
Didn't even
told
let
me
me-
everything you need to know.
It could have been Le'Veon or Antonio. I was like, yup, I'm in.
I'm more in for Le'Veon because we need a back,
Yeah.
but we can't pay him.
No, you're absolutely right.
Is Greg over there? The fuck?
No, but to your point, you're right. Now he gets cut at that point. You know what I mean? Like you're right.
You think you're just starting there?
Well, I'm just saying with that $9 million.
Might be cut Carson too. You know what I mean? I mean, you're going out for AB and Le'Veon. You can cut the whole fucking team.
And then we go
right?
Steinfeld. Let's go.
You're cutting everybody. Fletcher's cut. Like you want AB and Le'Veon. This is what you gotta do. Fletcher's cut. McLeod's not back. That $5 million cap
You're
hit.
going to need
Gone.
18 draft picks.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Then we're 4-12.
Yep. And people are begging for, we should never let Nelly go.
4-12.
Like, you know what I mean? Like
4-12.
slow down.
Said no one ever.
Yeah.
Exactly. Exactly.
ATP goes into the shit. We blame Greg for everything. That'd be awesome.
Shitter's full.
Dirk, mellow yellow, brother. Mellow yellow.
It's the goodness.
Joseph Frank says he loves when I lose it. Jeremy says, good morning, fam. Way to get me jacked up, Jeremy. Thank you,
up?
brother. I needed it.
Are you laying down, Jeremy?
Michael
'Cause
Black.
Every video he's
now,
laying down.
And I know Sweets wasn't happy with me saying this on Wednesday, but I'm gonna say it again. You know, the dust on Kareem Hunt's going to settle, and somebody's going to sign him.
Oh, yeah, no,
I'll
no.
take him. At this point, I'll take him. I don't like it. I don't like all the shit, but somebody's going to do it.
Wow.
I'm taking him.
Wow. This guy.
That's how bad
Wow.
it is.
You
Shut your
really-
fucking mouth. We haven't drafted a running back.
you know.
We haven't drafted a run. You got to look outside the box.
But you
Shut
are-
your mouth.
you are number
Shut your
one.
mouth.
You knew it.
Shut your mouth.
Yo, it's when we start sliding off screen, right? All right.
I don't
Keep
even
that
need to-
seat warm, buddy.
Can I make my point about why?
Go ahead.
Can I make my point
You
about
were number
why?
one against
Please,
hitting women,
Jesus
and now you
God.
want to bring the guy in.
I got hit for bullying on Facebook for saying that you shouldn't hit women. So guess what? I don't know what to say anymore. I don't know what to say. We couldn't do live videos for a week because I said I don't condone that shit. Well, I don't know what to condone anymore because I got hit for that shit. No.
So
but-
because you got fired on
up,
Facebook,
shut up.
now you can do
Shut
it.
up. No,
Zuck's making
that's
people
not
up?
what I'm saying. That's not what I'm saying. The reason I'm for this now, because I know it's going to settle and we're going to forget about it, right? Because it's just what happens.
If
When
we-
guys are talented, this is what just happens.
Listen, I'll be the first one to tell you, I don't condone any
Any of
hitting
that
any
shit.
women. If you can bring them in cheap, he's 23.
Bro, we
He's
have not.
really good.
Listen, this is my concern. It's easy to sit at home and us to sit here and say,
And you can give him no signing bonus and shit.
Real quick,
too, because,
right?
Like,
Real
anything
quick.
You do anything else, you're fucked.
real quick, we can all sit at home and say, oh, just draft one. But let me make something clear to you. The Alvin Kamara draft, with all them great backs,
Kareem Hunt.
we're the only one who missed our pick, and that was Pumphrey. That's how bad it was. Okay? Now, we have not nailed a running back in the draft since this guy.
LaShawn.
And it had nothing to do with Howie. Howie cannot draft running backs. He just can't. Okay? Unless one falls in his goddamn lap another year this year where, you could have traded up and got him back into the first round for a Michelle or
Corey Clement kind of fell in
or
our lap.
Chubb or something like that. But the guy can't draft running backs or at least pure backs. Like Corey Clement's a specialist to me.
Yeah, he's not
So
a great
he
running
can't.
back, but you got something out of him, but he kind of fell in our lap.
To your
though.
point, when you're in salary cap issues, right, like you are right now, and your point, you don't
Gotta
have
hit a draft.
you're not going to have any guaranteed money you'd have to give that guy.
Yeah.
Looks like Lane Johnson, right? Nothing guaranteed anymore.
Yeah.
Until your next deal.
Yeah,
Because you fucked
because
up.
anything happens, you're out.
Yep, because you fucked up.
Yeah.
So I'm against everything that he stands for, essentially. I'm against all his acts and all the bullshit and all the extra. But this locker room is a bunch of, what we know, a good family.
Yeah.
And if there's a place to bring him where you can say, okay, maybe he can keep his shit together. He's young enough, all right? And there's no level of this shit. Like I said, there's no level. There's no level between Ray Rice and Kareem Hunt. It's
Well, that's
regardless.
the thing.
It's bad.
You don't even know what he's going to get. Like Rodgers is sitting back saying, "All right, we'll wait for the wait for the first domino to fall." Like, figure it'll be Jerry Jones because he's a fucking piece of shit. So you figure it'll be Jerry. You figure it'll be Jerry Jones. And then he goes, "Yeah, how about a 2-year? How about a 2-year right there?" You know what I mean?
Oh,
So,
no, it's there.
You know what I mean? So there is really no. I mean, the precedent we know.
But
Ray,
nobody
Ray
give
was,
him-
Ray was at the end.
but
so we
nobody's
know
gonna
that's
give him
why
guaranteed money,
He got
though.
sent to
Right.
fucking Exile Island because
Yeah.
he was done playing.
It's almost like the
this
NFL.
This is a special case where a guy's 23 and a special talent. You know what I mean? Where it's not like everybody else were on their way out. You know what I mean? So it's
And when
He's
you
gonna
have
get signed.
And when you have the
Oh,
Bears,
yeah, no,
someone's
that's what I
gonna
said.
sign him.
and when
he's
you have
just
the
waiting
Bears
for that
already
to
coming
say,
out and saying,
Bears too,
"We'll
you know?
look to sign him."
You know what I
The
mean?
Bears have already come out and publicly
Oh,
said,
yeah.
"We're looking to sign him."
You know what's gonna happen.
Well, there's a guy like Jordan Howard that I would take that.
Yeah.
Or look
I would take
into.
Jordan
Yeah,
Howard.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'll take Jordan Howard in a heartbeat.
So
he's
I'm
young,
just saying,
too.
I'm not
Yeah, he's not
I'm not
old,
for it.
but they like to kill
I'm not for it. I'm
they
just
do
trying.
like to, yeah.
I got a team that's in desperate cap situation. I've got a team that was
It's in desperate running back
was at,
position, too.
I was going there,
Yeah,
so
yeah,
thank
sorry.
you. No, thanks. So I wasn't being a dick. I was being serious. Like, thanks.
I don't know.
Maybe a little dick.
I know that. I know that tone. The tone changed. Like a Tone Ranger over here.
Oh, my God. A Tone Ranger. I don't even know what that means.
Well, don't
You
take a
don't
pitch
take
fight.
a pitch fight when he's in the middle of a fucking group. You get hurt that way.
I love that. I love that scene.
There's a big difference between getting my ass kicked and having a singing, dancing sprite fool me with trickery and strike me in the throat.
Scott Spencer said, what happened to Adams? The dude just kind of disappeared. He's just not good enough, brother. He's not good enough. He runs too high.
Too high.
You know, I don't.
He's like fucking Eddie George without talent.
Yeah, like 6'4" backs, 6'3" backs and stuff that don't work.
What are you doing up there, Josh?
Yeah.
Come down here and hit somebody.
Christ almighty.
Michael Black
he's
says,
a walking knee injury.
any chance Shady comes back to Philly? No.
I don't see it. He wants too much money.
If it wasn't the trade deadline, there's nothing.
Oh, he also talked about Snell out of Kentucky, which is a guy we all love.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, I like him. I like the kid.
I like Taylor from Wisconsin too, right?
Jake
Local
Friel
guy, too.
says,
South Jersey guy.
release McLeod and bring in Landon Collins.
I'm in.
You would save $5 million on releasing McLeod. So, I mean, it's doable. But
Landon Collins would want big money too, though, right?
yeah, so either way,
Yeah.
Stud, bro.
it's tough.
Landon Collins.
I love him.
Yeah.
I love him.
No, I'm just saying.
I would load up.
We're talking about salary cap projects.
But I'm saying, yeah, Landon Collins.
That dude ain't
stud.
doing you no favors.
I was going to say, you
He's
ain't
getting
getting
paid.
him. You ain't getting him for less than 10.
I'd be
But
okay
you
with
could
no.
you could structure that a certain
I
way.
like
Yeah,
I like Rodney, man. I think Rodney's a
Oh, I don't-
leader.
yeah.
Like, I'm not willing
But
to.
I'm also getting younger too.
No, I understand it, but Rodney's not that old. Let's remember,
No.
he's like 28, right? I mean, Rodney's not that old, is he? I think he's like 28, Rodney McLeod. But now, I mean, it's only
He's in his 20s still.
It's only a $5 million cap hit for him coming back. It's not like it's that much money. So I think, you know, and the ACL was torn early enough for me. You know what I mean by that? Like, it was torn early enough where I think he could be a full go, like an easy go right from camp. Not camp, but yeah, when preseason starts.
So to close your point out, you're just saying like since Kareem's going to eventually be in the league, why not play for you? You know what I mean?
Yep.
Like if he was never going to play again, you wouldn't have been.
Oh, fuck him.
You were just going to let him. You know.
Yep.
You would
Bye,
let
girl.
Him, you
Bye,
would let
girl.
him die somewhere.
Yep. And if we weren't that bad,
play.
or that bad at drafting running backs, then I'm good. Like if I believed in our guys to be able to draft backs, then I'd say, okay, I'll take my chance in the draft. I don't believe in them. So not believing in them, and I know what this guy is as an NFL player, talent-wise on the football field. So I said I get cheaper, and I get a star back in this league, a top 5-6 back. I'm absolutely all in on that one.
Yeah, 29 versus 25.
I mean, it's a huge age difference. A guy coming off an ACL, I get that, but I think McLeod's one.
Well,
of
you're
these,
right. I thought he was up. I thought he was 30. So
I look at McLeod as another one of these leaders of his defense. A guy that we didn't miss until he was gone. Makes sense?
Yeah.
We thought like, oh, Rodney sort of have a quiet year last year. No, actually he didn't. He tackled everything. You know, he's another leader back there. I think he did wonders to help these young kids get ready to play.
It's the Pat Burrell effect.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, obviously, baseball guys, we understood what Pat brought to the table, but, you know, with that contract and all of his, you know, a little bit of diva-ness, right, when he was gone, you said, I missed that 30 and 100.
Yeah.
At left field. I missed that 30 and 100.
Yeah, Pat was one of those guys where regardless of how good or bad he was doing, at the end of the year, you flipped a baseball card over, and that's what he hit. You know what I mean? That was his line every year.
Zachary.
Somebody won the
Zachary
Pat
Grenier. I got it wrong. I got your last name wrong, Zach. But he said didn't see that coming. He called
Grigioni?
He called Bella Crumb and goes, "I'll take Hunt." Well,
Howdy!
well,
Welcome to our world.
is that your world? Is that your fucking world? You fucking idiots! Is that your world? Is that your world? You don't have enough money for one. So what world are you living in? Your world's disabled and salary caps in Madden. That's your world. My world is I can't sign the one, and the one guy didn't want to play this year. He quit on his guys. That's Crumb.
Yeah, that's
Hunt's a Crumb
That's
too.
Crumb.
We got double Crumb. So what Crumb's cheaper?
It's like a real good coffee cake, double crumb.
Double Crumb. So what?
Crumb bum.
So what cake?
Crumb bum.
So what cake's cheaper?
That's Adelsberg. Fucking crumb bum.
And younger.
Scumbag.
What? So now you guys all went. Oh, we deal with this every day, right?
I didn't say
You
that.
both went like
I
that.
just pointed.
You're like on a fucking. You guys were on a roller coaster. Like both of you went up.
Smile! Space Mountain! Smile!
We got the cameras right here.
Splash Mountain!
I'm just saying. I think they're both Crumbs.
Both you guys went up. I feel like I had one of those I'm with stupid shirts on.
I hate you both. Actually,
Make sure you sit to the left of Wilson, would you? I don't like where that thing. I don't like where that thing's pointing.
let me clarify.
Heads up.
No, but I think listen. Hunt's a crumb. We know this, but there's no guaranteed money in the deal, and you get a 23-year-old back. And you don't have to worry about Howie missing again because he's going to draft Donnell Pumphrey's cousin out of like FACU, which isn't even a real college. I just made up letters. I just threw letters for a fake college. Might be an FACU though. There could very well be Florida Atlantic Coastal University. I don't know. Sounded right.
FGCU.
Whatever.
Gulf Coast.
My point.
Yeah.
My point. He's going to draft the back from a place that isn't real.
Probably plays for Lane Kiffin.
FGCU made a run to Tony that one year. Remember that?
They did.
They were high flying.
Yeah.
They had that dude with the gap teeth.
Family
Andy Enfield. Let's go.
Yeah, he got a job for it.
Family chiming in.
They stunk.
Now
A
USC
little behind the back action right there.
A little bit.
Family chiming in. Gina Lewis. Hey, Gina.
What up?
James Rogie. I will take Hunt all day. Michael Black, do we need to address the left tackle first in the draft? Real quick.
Yes.
Either one or two.
Real fast.
Or all three.
Real fast.
Billy Gore in the house. Got a double crumb sandwich.
Billy Gore.
Crackergate.
Lord almighty.
Tater tots.
Yeah, that's how you leave some crumbs when you eat crackers.
Can we talk about how much of a douchebag Russell Westbrook is? John Bowen says. Yeah, we're going to get to that in a minute.
Yeah. He's
Someone's going to defend him.
No, I'm not. But we'll talk.
No,
about
he
it.
was actually taking a shot at Greg. He didn't even have the balls to come across the
Really?
table.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, he didn't have the guts. He
say
didn't
earlier.
he
You're
didn't-
going to
he didn't-
defend
Look at
him.
a little scared kid. He went right to Greg. Like you can bully.
You
It's
said
bully
you
talk.
want-
Bully talk. Bully talk.
Bully talk, huh?
He's the one who crushed you
Oh,
earlier.
no, that's right,
He's the
yeah.
one who ruined half your Sunday.
Half my Sunday.
At least a portion of it because you forgot. That's how much he took you down. You forgot all about it. You shifted. I saw what you
How
did
did I
there.
shift?
I saw what you did. Go ahead. Time's yours.
Oh, I'm saying
And
yesterday,
he's playing today.
on Facebook he was
Catch
with
that.
him.
Catch that.
Wasn't that you?
Time's yours.
Felt
that
right.
great
Andy's
win?
playing today. Let's go.
Yesterday
No,
on
go ahead.
the-
Time's yours.
Yesterday on the book, I crushed Russ.
Oh, as he deserved to be.
Yeah.
I thought that was you. No, it was Brinkman. I thought,
Well, Brinkman's
I thought
the
it was
same
you.
guy who
I
said,
thought it was you.
I want Jordan his back. And I said, why? And he brought up special teams. Go away, Robbie. I might cancel your show Monday. I might Monday's off.
Special teams.
I had no idea. I said, tell me why, out of the 19 guys, what guy do you want back most and why? And why? You can't just go Jordan Hicks and then give me
Multiple choice. That was it. He picked that one. I mean, always pick C, Brink.
All the above, at least.
Fuck, man.
I know Jake Friel asked about Mike Groh, and he doesn't believe, even though Doug said everybody's back, he just can't buy in that Groh's back. What are your guys' thoughts on that? You think? I mean, I think
Well, he
the
is
Default Whippo confirmed that he's back to me.
He is going to be back.
So-
yeah.
so
He
that's
is
how
gonna-
I feel.
He's going to be back.
You need the chemistry, bro. I don't like Groh, but you don't want to get rid of him unless you were bringing Default Whippo
So-
back.
It's never a good thing to fire an offensive coordinator every year. All
No,
right?
yeah,
It
not a
never-
smart
It
way.
never works.
But
And I think the guy's an idiot.
But
What-
I'm not a micro guy.
you know, and halfway through the year, it might have worked like Andy used to do it, where like he's going to let you prove to me that you can't do it, Grow, right? And then all of a sudden, I'm going to take it back because I know I can do it. You know what I mean? Where Doug was maybe trying to give him a bone. Let's see if you can do it the first portion of the year. When we realize you can't do it, you're not good enough, I'm going to take it back. You can still be in the room. We can still meet together. You know, I like your insight, but I'm taking back the reins of what's actually happening on the offense, and that's when we probably went on a little bit of a run, at least offensively.
I'm fine with that, too.
And I think
Doug can call
yeah,
plays.
and
I'm fine with
I
it.
think that's more or less, you know, what you're going to get. Like Groh's
Yeah.
just going to be that guy that, you know, when we need to talk to your offensive coordinator. Okay, here,
He's a figurehead.
talk to this
Yeah.
guy
Yeah.
because he's an idiot.
Yeah, I'm not a micro guy at all. But again, it's not a smart. You look at bad franchises; they have a ton of turnover.
Yeah, absolutely.
Always firing coaches.
Absolutely. When we don't want to get into that game.
No,
now, if
absolutely not.
Default Whippo was available before he went to Jacksonville, then I absolutely would buy into the no grow game because you're coming back to familiarity.
Right.
So I'm good there. Like we said, no turnover. But the fact you're going to just bump you do something to do it, no. So give it another year. Give it another year before you like. Hey, maybe it's a combo of everything. A lot of guys first year together, learning each other, and as the season went on, part of it was maybe the change of players' mentalities, but the offense got better. Okay, and you can give it the credit to Nick, Doug, whatever. But the point of the matter is maybe it was just guys getting their chemistry as a coaching staff together too. Because remember, like Doug said, we lost a lot of time because of the Super Bowl last year. And he's
and-
not making
and we
excuses.
lost- and we lost
They're not
coaches.
making excuses.
And we lost
He's like,
coaches.
And late.
He goes,
Yeah,
he
he
goes,
goes-
everything's, he's like, now you learn. He's like, now I feel like we learned as an organization how to get through that stuff quicker. He's like, Howie talked about coming right back to the facility after Super Bowl and being like, shit, we missed out on all these guys are ahead of us, free agency wise, draft wise, everything. Teams are ahead of you. So now that's why you got to give Belichick
I was supposed to say,
and Tom so much credit because every year they're the last one, always playing, and to be able to continuously be good at that stuff and know when guys' times are ran out. And I think that's what you want to do here. Listen, what we have to learn is we love a lot of these guys, right? I love Brandon Graham. Okay, but we have to learn as a fan base that don't get rid of guys too late because we love, right? Because that's what bad
Happened to Phillies.
That's what happens to bad organizations. Then you become bad for a minute. The Patriots,
That's exactly
they
what
bring
happened to Phillies.
they bring no personal feeling to it. They get rid of you right before you're done. Before that next contract. And nobody does it better.
The Pats do it
you know?
all the time.
Now, having Tom behind,
And
helps you out.
And if the Pats are a crumb, they'll get rid of you too.
That was a big piece shot right there. Just so you know.
I heard
he was
it.
waiting to see.
Fucking
He was waiting to see how ruffled you guys.
Yeah,
That wasn't
I
that
heard
bad. That wasn't that bad. Okay, they held on like too long too. And J-roll, I'm just saying, but obviously they held the piece too long. Dude couldn't walk after the Achilles.
Sean Kyle saying, with Flip going to the Jags, do you think that improves the chances of moving Foles after we franchise him?
Yes.
I don't think we're going to be able to franchise him, but I will agree with you
that
I think that Jacksonville's a place he might land. But remember something. I said it early on for you guys that didn't hear it. If he signs somewhere else this offseason, we do get a third-round pick for next year. I understand it's next year, but we already have 11 picks this year. So next year, we do get something back. So I understand we all want a first. For Fournette, I get all that.
Same with Tate.
But you're
If
still
Tate leaves, you get another third.
Yep. So you got to remember something here. You're getting stuff back for these guys. Now, do you trust the guy who's doing the draft boards to nail him? That's the question. Listen, this is the biggest offseason for this team drafting-wise. It's been in 5 to 6 fucking years, okay? Because you have 11 picks, and I'm tired of you drafting 10% of starters out of your draft, okay? You got to start landing 30%. 50s, I would love it.
With this draft and this offseason, you got to be in that 50.
You got to be 50.
Gotta be 50.
Now,
Because you got to realize,
realistically, 35%.
I mean, listen, we're so worried
35,
about
40.
getting under the cap right now, and you got to realize we're still gonna have to pay Carson coming up.
Yep.
It's coming up.
She's coming.
And if you make a trade,
That's a good thing.
Yeah. Well, I looked at you because the guy just finally started being able to hit it. You know what I mean? Guy finally be able to let his pants down.
But, like,
I can walk around naked
not
now.
only did you pay
Not
Carson,
having to worry about anything. You know what I mean? I don't have to worry about nothing. Before you had to worry about do I put? I mean, I feel like I want to put it in, but I haven't signed off on a deal yet. You know what I mean? Now he's just like free ball.
Well, he needs,
Free fall.
needs a turtleneck and a scarf. He gets nothing.
I don't know what's going on. He's got some neck acne like a mother.
Here we
I don't
go.
know
We're
what's
the worst fucking fans in the world. Like we look
He
at
does, though.
we called his
He does, though.
smile.
He
We
does,
called his
though.
smile fake. And then we crush bad pigment. You know what I mean? Like
Pigment.
he's got
that's
neck
not
herpes.
pigment, dude.
He's got neck
Class.
herpes.
Dude, that's like he was like
neck herpes. Grow up.
Have
Grow up. The guy's first time he's been
I
kissed.
went science class.
First off,
Now you're saying his wife's got herpes? Now you're saying his wife's got herpes? Or is
believe
he
you went
cheating?
pigment.
Or is he cheating?
Can you use that in a sentence?
seriously,
That's a big word, all right? Yeah, I mean,
Biggest
it's like
word I ever
Kevin. It's like
used.
Kevin Hart. If you're gonna use easy, you're gonna use big
Aim
words
high,
now.
Willis.
You're offending me.
Aim high.
you just got fucked up with him. Hold on.
Use that in a sentence, would you please?
I'm going back. Going back and capping.
Have you seen Going to White House? You've seen that movie. Or Going to White Castle, right?
Oh, yeah,
It's like
absolutely.
fucking Freak Show. He's got them. You know when they get picked up? Friends call me Freak Show. He's got those boils, man. I don't know what's
Carson.
going on, man.
I feel like I've seen Carson on
What's
an
going on
episode of
back
Dr. Pimple Popper.
See, James Haney says Wentz needs to learn how to throw to Alshon deep the way Nick does. He did last year a lot.
Gosh, we going back to this
First
again?
off-
He did last year a
No,
lot.
no. Hold on. I'm gonna hop on though.
Of course you
I
will.
feel like
Protect your kid.
no. This is 100% true though.
Protect your neck.
Who's my kid?
Nick,
Not my kid.
protect him.
Nick throws the 50-50 ball when Carson doesn't though, which
No, he
is one
doesn't.
thing that he should do more because
Throw picks?
You're
Just asking for a friend.
You're ridiculous.
Asking for a fan base.
Did
Throw
you, notice,
picks?
did you notice that we threw the
Just
ball
asking for a
down?
friend.
We didn't throw the ball down the field at all with your son into this year.
Well,
You know why?
I look at
Because
that-
you don't throw the 50-50 ball. We move the ball better with Nick because he throws the 50-50 ball to Alshon, which is why you got Alshon. That's what he does well, is go up and get the ball and high point it.
Box him out.
Carson doesn't throw deep.
What?
Carson doesn't throw deep.
How many times we hit a deep ball this year with Carson in?
I mean, you're just talking
How
about
many? How many?
Okay,
Tell me how many.
I'm just saying you're
I don't
making
know,
it out.
probably less
You're
than
making it out
5.
like the guy never
More
threw.
with Nick in 5 weeks than Carson the whole season. Fact.
I don't like any of the words that are coming out of your mouth right
That's
now.
fine.
Because you act
I'm
like
just telling you
in
what the truth
2017.
is.
In 2017,
I'm not saying I'll give a fuck about 2017.
I give a fuck that you
Why?
want
It's what have you done for me?
I don't care a
lately,
fuck about
Lee?
2018 then. Because what have you done for
Why?
me
That's
lately?
what
Have you done for me lately? For 3 quarters, you flat out suck. So what have you done for me lately? Flat out stink.
Drove us down the field was about to take
No,
the
you
lead.
want to talk. You don't care about last year, right? But then you want to pedestal to Lombardi then. So
I'm
don't
just
give me both.
on the road
Don't give
in
me
the toughest
both.
place
Don't
to
give me both. Because now you just
not talking
contradicted
about-
yourself.
But he's not talking
You're
about
an
him
idiot.
being a starter.
Yeah,
He
no,
just-
you're,
he's
I want him
telling
as the
you.
backup. I don't know. I don't.
Yeah.
Don't defend
You keep.
But
You
there's
keep
no
trying to.
controversy,
You keep
I'm
trying
saying.
to trash
There's
me
always
like I won't.
controversy.
You trying to
No,
trash
He
not
me.
came
between
in a
you two.
group. He
Not
came in
between
a
you two.
group and created a fucking agenda with me. So it's absolutely
an agenda. I'm
something
not
to
saying
it.
you two
Oh,
guys-
there's
always
absolutely
an
a
issue
problem
here.
here.
First off, there's
always an
Absolutely
issue
an
here.
issue.
It could be like the whole
So,
Russell Westbrook
fucking
thing
ketchup
last
and
night,
mustard
you know?
right here, baby.
So are you cool? Fuck no. He ain't cool. All right, but it's fine. It's like, okay, but I'm saying like,
He could have showed up early and he'd still be pissed at him.
bottom line is,
Oh, Greg.
bottom
from
line
the
is
cheap
Carson
sheets.
Wentz. Carson Wentz.
Greg from
I
the
want
700
Carson Wentz
level.
as starter. I've never ever said that I don't want Carson Wentz as starter, but I would love Nick to still be here as the backup.
We know
That's
you
what I
would.
like.
We know you would. You'd have him over
Who
for dinner.
wouldn't? We don't have a fucking Super Bowl if he's not our
Hey,
backup.
Kyle needs some extra help on Saturdays. Might as well come in. He's
It's
always
his
by
birthday.
himself.
You guys gonna go double team?
I mean, at least you could do is come in here and give him a little rub. Let him know your family.
Why? That doesn't make any sense.
I've never seen two guys
He
protect.
wants Wentz traded. I don't want Wentz traded.
Protect. You're protecting.
protecting?
You protect Nick. You have this protection.
How?
You flip-flop more than anybody I've
you're-
ever seen.
You're trashing
You
Nick.
flip-flop.
You're trashing
I didn't trash
Nick.
nothing.
Yes, you are.
I said
you just said play
you
awful
said,
for 3 quarters.
You said for it's what have you done
And
for me
a toughest
lately?
place to play. Carson didn't even complete.
Excuse-driven.
Did Carson?
Oh, participation talk.
We were
Participation
in
talk.
line to win.
Participation
We were in line
talk.
to win. What are you talking
Your defense
about?
gave up 20 points, and for 3 quarters, you couldn't have put
We
up
were
a
in line
fucking
to win.
point. Oh, in line to win. In
We
line to
were.
win. So you believe in that drive a lot more. We didn't win it, though, did we?
Guess what? If Alshon catches that ball, do we score? Do you think?
Was that Nick on that
Did we
drive or a
score?
15-yard penalty that put us in that spot?
He made two throws, and that throw to Alshon's right in his hands. So what are we talking about right now?
Dude, the 5-yard pass.
What
It
are we
better be right.
talking
It better
about?
be in his hands.
What are we talking about? What are we
It was a
talking about? What are we
4.5-yard
talking about?
pass.
Carson didn't complete a ball in New Orleans. So what the fuck are you talking
I'm
about?
not talking about just New Orleans.
Seriously.
You want to crown?
That's what you're talking
I'm
about.
talking about.
Like, your defense will have 20 points, and that's what happens. Carson scored 3 there. So
You
where
said.
the fuck are you at?
You said it's a. What have you done for me lately?
Exactly, and Nick put us in a position to win another fucking playoff game after he just won a playoff game and won us a fucking Super Bowl.
All by himself.
Carson's never won a playoff game.
All
That's just fact. No,
by
I'm saying that's why you bring him
himself.
back. That's
Why?
why you bring him
Why?
back.
So you
As
can
a
hurt the rest of your
backup.
roster?
How we hurt the roster?
How not?
I told you $7 million.
That doesn't hurt
Dude
you?
likes it here.
Big dog, we're
He made more
32nd in cap.
He made more than $7 million.
Where are
this
you
year.
getting the $7 million from? You cutting Jernigan?
Yes.
You're going to cut
Yes,
Jernigan?
I'm cutting
You're an idiot.
Jernigan.
You're an idiot. For
Why
a
am I an
backup.
idiot?
For a backup. You're an idiot.
We don't have a Super Bowl without him. We don't win a playoff game this year without him. What happens when What happens when Carson goes down next year? Then we're counting on suds.
So we're guaranteeing?
No, I'm not guaranteeing.
You
I'm
just
saying
said it.
what if.
You just said
He's
it. You
went
didn't
down
what if.
4 straight. He's went down 4 straight years. Go back and
He
look.
doesn't go down 4 straight years.
Besides his rookie year where he missed
Okay,
time
well,
because he was
don't throw things out. Because now
No,
you're
but
lying
he
to the
missed
people
time.
again.
He missed time his rookie year, though, did he
No, he
not?
didn't.
Yes, he did.
Not during the season.
Yes, he did.
Not during the season. Not during the season. Try me again, baby.
Okay.
In preseason,
But-
he did. Because now you're talking about my
But
son.
he
I'm going
was
to get all
hurt.
the facts right.
No,
Okay?
Wait, hold on.
I'll be fact-checked all day.
End of the year, he was hurt. Was
No, he
not?
wasn't.
Well, he played like shit.
Oh,
Because
my
he was
God.
banged up.
Oh, my God. This fucking guy. You flip-flopped.
He did.
You flip-flopped on Carson
did.
more than anybody ever seen.
No,
That's
I didn't.
all.
I love
yes,
Carson.
you did. Yes, you
I'm just
did.
giving you
Can you
facts.
help me, please?
Everything I
Has
just
he
gave
not
you is
flip-flopped
facts.
in Carson throughout the year?
Everything I just gave you was
He was
facts.
begging for him back.
Facts.
Week 3. You were begging.
I know, because he's a better
6
quarterback.
weeks.
There you go. That's all I need to hear. Tell the
He's a
people.
better quarterback.
Tell the people. I don't hate
He
Nick.
is, but Nick wins. Why would
Oh.
you not want to keep him? He's a winner.
Because I don't have the money to, Wells.
Okay, but
But
I'm
at
saying
7.
if you create the money,
Huh?
But at 7, you.
at 7 you can keep him.
No, I'm good.
You're crazy.
I'm not cutting a guy like
You're-
Jernigan.
It's because
But
you
the
don't
only
want
guy
you
you
don't
can
want
get
your
is
kid
in a
looking
guy
over your
like
shoulder, that's all.
Sudfeld. Then you can only you can
No,
only
go-
get a shitbird.
That's why I've had him
I mean-
here. That's why I've had him backing up for so long. The opportunity's coming
So
this
your
league.
kid better stay fucking healthy then.
I'm not saying he doesn't need to. He needs to stay healthy regardless.
Well, he hasn't.
I'm not bringing this guy back and having this fucking conversation for another year. I think
That's
it's
There
fine.
it is.
I think it's
there
a
it is.
service.
There it
You
is.
finally
and that's,
admitted it.
and that's all you have to
Just
say.
admit it.
That's all you got to say.
That's a
Will
minute.
you guys let me finish?
You admitted
That's all
it.
you got to
I
say.
didn't even fucking finish
Yeah,
my
you admitted
statement.
it.
You both
Oh,
jumped.
my God.
You both jumped.
No, because that's
Let
all
me
you gotta
finish.
say.
Let me
Say.
finish.
Oh my God.
If that's all you got to say.
The owner of this football team and the general manager are not bringing him back because of this. I'm telling you.
How tough is 11 if he's looking
Oh,
over his
my
shoulder?
God.
If he's looking over his
It's
shoulder,
not the
come on.
point.
God.
Nobody's saying he is. It's common sense.
You just did.
Oh, you just did.
What, looking over his
And you
shoulder?
said-
I didn't say
and
looking
you
over his
said-
shoulder.
And you said the owner and the coach. Owner and the GM.
They're not doing it. That's why they gave him $1 million. They gave him $1 million the other day, dude. They're not bringing him back.
I know they're not. I know they're not.
And one's because of
I
money,
know they're
but
not
the other
bringing him
part,
back.
they don't want to deal with this.
You don't.
What, having a great backup?
Yeah, what?
Come on, it's the last
What,
2
winning
years.
Super Bowls if your guy goes down?
Listen, I'm not saying there's no fucking
The guy
controversy.
fucking-
There's no controversy.
The
You
head
understand?
coach got
Carson's the quarterback, but
There's no
why would you
controversy.
not want the best backup in the league back?
You
Is
see
what I
how
don't know.
important. You see how important the position is. in the
I
league?
never
Obviously.
said it's not important, but when your coach is already telling you that, this is my starter next year, and 5 seconds after he says it, 90% of the fan base is like, oh, wait, Nick's not back? Nick's not back?
Who cares
Like,
about the fans?
Yeah, who cares?
The coaches do, and PR
That's
do.
stupid. That's
Okay.
stupid.
I just don't think he's back for more than
if
just
you
money.
can keep a cheap guy in the building for cheap, that's the fucking best backup in the league. You fucking do it.
Absolutely.
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 Not for fucking 12 or 14. Absolutely.
No,
Or
you
20.
can't
No,
give
you
20,
do that.
but can you
That's ludicrous.
can you pull at his heartstrings? He likes it here. You're a legend here.
talking about 7
Maybe
to 10.
you stay for 7 or 8. I would love it. It's extremely unlikely. I get that, but I would love him back. You don't even want him
Just
back.
talking
and you
about
just
the importance of the position. That's all I'm saying.
No, I understand it. I just don't.
There's no fucking comparison.
No,
you know
there's
what I mean?
no position more important in sports.
I'm not releasing a starter that cut money to keep him.
Timmy Jernigan didn't play all year either for your whole. I don't play all year.
Well, as soon as he
Timmy
came
Jernigan.
back, we played better defensively up front.
We
They
got-
have. The guy's coming off neck
So you're
surgery,
right, but
too,
we got
so.
but we have to draft.
I mean,
linemen.
Timmy-
We
There
know-
are tons of defensive linemen.
Yeah, they're all over. the
It's a
place.
great draft for that, for
I
that position.
No, I
You know?
get that, but
For
it's
that
just in general. Like you're gonna have to let one of these guys go that were supposed to come back. You know what I mean? You would have to, and I don't know if I'm buying into that for a guy who might not play. He might, but he might not. And I understand the
Good
concern.
blanket to have.
Listen, I
A
understand.
lot of
it's a
guys
good-
get hurt in the league. It's NFL.
Listen, I'm not taking anything away from having it's a good blanket to have. But you're not going to get him for 7. You're probably going to have to get him
I
for
know.
10 to 12, and it's
I would
not
probably,
realistic.
It'd probably be more than that. I agree.
And it's
But
not realistic.
That's what I'm saying. You pull at the heartstrings.
I know. I understand that. I love fucking Nick, dude. And all things being equal, like I don't want him to go either. I think he's great for this locker room too, even as a backup. Okay, bro, you can fucking think whatever you want. With your fucking assuming I hate Nick all the
Just
time,
flip-flopped.
I didn't flip-flop.
You just said no to $7 million, then you just said I'd love to have him back.
dude. You go, money
At
not
$7
not.
million, at $7 million, you should be high-fiving air if he signed.
Oh my god, dude, money not being a factor, I would love to have him back.
Okay.
But
I
money
got
is
you.
a problem.
It is a
here.
factor. I agree.
So there's a couple reasons.
That
One,
should be the only thing that bothers you then, and that's it.
no, I
Should
don't
only
care
be
about
money.
Carson
Should only be
having
money.
to play good because Nick's there. That's on him, bro. I'm not playing. I'm not him. I don't got to answer to the media. I'm not him. Okay, but I'm saying realistically, I think that's
Said
another.
You wanted that distraction out of here.
I said that I don't think the team wants a distraction out of here. I think that's the direction the team's going. That they see it. Like it's writing on the wall.
I mean, it's there.
If the
It's
guy
not-
gets
it's
hurt,
obviously there.
if the guy gets hurt again, it's nonstop. Okay? If the
No
guy
shit.
the start camp, all their questions aren't going to be about how good this football team is. It's going to be who's your starter when he already said it 10 times.
Now-
I see nothing good coming
But if
out of
you're-
it.
Then that's just absolutely asinine
but
from them.
that's-
Because would you rather fucking, if something happened, would you rather go fucking 4-12 or fucking be in the position you were the last 2 years? So it don't make any sense from them, except for if you're talking about money. That's it. It should be money, and that's it.
The backup's always the favorite.
That's
The fan favorite's always
should never
the
be
backup.
about, oh, what the fuck, our fans are going to crucify us. No, fuck that. You know what I mean? Like, if he goes down, you got the fucking best backup in the league. So the number one thing and the only thing should be money, not about pride, ego, what fucking other people think. Fuck that. That's the way I look at it.
No, I don't disagree.
I hear you. When you're talking about money, yeah, you can't
But
be fucking
I mean,
stupid.
listen,
Can't be
I
stupid.
think we all agree he's not going to be back. I'm just saying I'd love him back.
All right, right into it. Right into injuries. Dr. Paul Vidal, Specialized Physical Therapy. Our doc, make him yours. Located Burlington, Princeton, Cherry Hill, New Jersey. Find him on the web, specializedphysicaltherapy.com. What's up, Doc?
What's up, guys? What's up?
What's up, Doc?
Was hoping to be talking birds one more week, Doc, but it didn't work out that way.
Yeah, I know, man. That's all right. It's all right. Next year, man. Next year.
We played them tough. It was tough. It was a good game.
Oh, that's what we've been working on all show to try to figure out how we get back there next year. Doc, right out the gates, obviously, Brandon Brooks goes down with an Achilles injury. I believe he's going to be 30 in, September, did we say?
August.
So right before the season. What do you I mean, obviously the timetable's about a year. You know, if you just had a guess on
He had surgery this week.
He had surgery this week. If you just had to take a stab at it, week 8, 9 next year, realistically, for him to possibly return without any setbacks?
Yeah, man. These are tough ones because you got to really push off and load on that Achilles and that ankle. I mean, a year. I mean, easy, I would say, to that level of play. I mean, they're talking a year to the day it happened, right? So, or surgery, I should say. So, you know, I'm not sure if he's around for a good part of next year. I mean, probably out, I would think.
Yeah, I mean, they say it's like, what, 9.5 months, but me, it's like a 16-month, really.
Yeah,
you know?
really, yeah.
It's over a year.
It's a
like
long one.
till you're back to where you were.
Where you were, yeah.
Maybe you're back, but you're not back to where you were.
Yeah, if you were just
know?
a regular person.
Yeah.
9 months, not an athlete, like superior, pro
Yeah.
athlete. You know?
Absolutely. Like I don't think you can expect anything from him next year.
Doc, as well, we were talking before we came on the show about the possibility of maybe him not being back then and sort of a cap casualty, but he's actually due way too much money cap hit wise to be even worth cutting. So he's going to be back, and it just depends on when they can get him back on the field.
Yeah, I mean, I think we learned a lesson with Carson Wentz this year. I mean, he came back and he looked pretty good, but we can tell. I mean, we said in the beginning of the season, like we probably, I thought he needed more time. He came back earlier than I would have expected, but these guys need more time, man, just to get confident, what have you. And it's maybe they got to take a page from that book and just let this guy heal up right so they come back stronger than ever.
And Doc, I would think being an offensive lineman, it's a little bit more taxing on that type of injury as well than just a regular, skill position guy. Am I right?
Yeah, I mean, he's an offensive line guy.
Yeah, he's a guard.
Yeah, so, I mean, either way, I mean, he's not necessarily driving forward, but he's being driven back a little bit, from the defensive push, the defensive line. But, you're still loading. You're up on your toes, and that really loads the Achilles tendon and the calf muscle. So, yeah, man.
Well, run blocking, you got to go forward, Doc. So I mean, it's both directions.
Yeah.
It's just the trenches are brutal, buddy.
Yeah, I think it's a year. I think it's got to be
Easy.
Yeah.
Easy. That's
And
why
he's 30.
that's why I
and
considered.
he's about to turn 30. Yeah.
That's why I consider. I know he's a Pro Bowl, All-Pro guy, but that's why if the money was right, you could sort of sniff a cut coming.
Right.
You could sort of smell it just because of the Achilles. And, you're going to be over 30 years old coming off the Achilles injury. Now we've seen D'Amico Ryans be able to do it at the linebacker position. And that was about 6-7 years ago. So, it's possible for him to come back and be the same guy, but.
It takes a year, though, and like he almost actually, it might be even better just to let him not play at all next year and get fully ready, because I feel like even when you come back from these big injuries from the ACL or the Achilles, there's always a time period where you're not yourself yet. You know what I mean? Even though you're back and you're back on the field, you're like we saw Carson this year. He wasn't himself. He was healthy enough to be on the field, but he wasn't himself yet. I think it takes a little time to regain that confidence and everything. And hopefully he could do that during the off season, and then the year later he's ready to go. So, because you don't want to say he can come back week 10 next year. You don't want to throw him in the fire week 10. He's not playing well. That would be bad. Right. So,
no, absolutely. That's the same thing with Sidney Jones. You know what I mean? It's the same. That's why you're not ready to throw him out yet.
And I think a lot of
the book's
things,
not closed on Sidney yet.
Yeah,
he's just a kid.
Especially with these star players. If they're coming back from injury, I guess it all depends on where the team stands in the where they are in the standings and whether or not this player can contribute greater than the player that's in for that person. If they think they can contribute to a greater degree than the person that's in for them and that can help them win, then that might tip the scale. But if they're not ready and listen, somebody else is performing well, man, it's just as good to maybe just sit out and get that extra recovery time.
Oh, definitely. Definitely. And I think with Newski, you sort of have at least a fill in there. You know, a guy who's good enough. Right. You know, is he Brandon Brooks? Absolutely not. But you have the guy on your roster to be able to handle that for the time. At least you're comfortable enough.
You did with a Super Bowl with him.
We do have Wiz who's ready to fill in. Yes, that's great.
Now, Doc, I'm trying to get you this injury on Eric Berry, exactly what it is. He's going to play today, the chief safety. It was a heel injury, and I'm trying to find exactly what the injury was called. And
what did they call it? Or
it was some kind of heel injury, and I'm trying to. Eric Berry has Hagelin's deformity on his heel.
Oh, Hagelin's deformity, yeah. It's kind of like a bony deformity. I mean, that's interesting. They just found that now, I guess.
They found it throughout the last, I think, like 2 months.
Likely need surgery. Yep.
And he's gonna. Yeah, they said he's gonna need surgery afterward. But they finally found him a cleat that takes away some of the pain. They were able to get him fitted for one, so he is going to play today. But just anything you got on that injury?
Yeah,
I think I have it.
It's kind of like on the back of the heel. Yeah, and sometimes it sounds funny, but like when women wear high heels too long, it gets rubbing on the back of it's like a pump bump they call it. I'm not sure it's similar, but it's kind of a bony enlargement. Or growth in the back of the heel. And it's actually right near or the insertion of the Achilles tendon, which is interesting because if you have a bony enlargement there that's, messing around with the integrity of the Achilles, that could pose problems for the Achilles tendon down the road.
So and he already had, Doc, he's coming off an Achilles, I believe, last year, right? When he blew his Achilles out last year, so he's already coming off.
Beginning of the year.
So he's already coming off that Achilles injury. Would that would sort of form this injury coming off the Achilles? Could that lead to it?
Yeah, last year.
I know it could lead to
opening night against the Pats, I think.
Yeah, sometimes the bone spurs. So I guess it can be analogous to a bone spur. And sometimes a bone spur will form. Well, first of all, bones will respond to the stress you place upon it, right? So in a way, if you don't put any stress on a bone, it's going to go away and weaken, and that's not good. That's like osteoporosis and stuff, like weak bones. And so like weightlifting and running, it's good stress for the bones, keeps you strong. But you can also have excessive stress on the bone, not to the point where the bone breaks down, but to the point where it's pulling too much on the bone, and the bone starts to grow and spur in the direction of the force that's placed upon it. So in this case, like the Achilles, if it's constantly loading abnormally on the back of the heel, it could start to spur bone growth. So maybe the Achilles is the start of this. That's maybe a little bit of a chicken or an egg thing,
Yeah.
I got you, man.
Yeah, it's weird.
Yeah.
It's really weird. That just just happened, and the fact they can play from it is crazy. What?
Yeah.
We think I'm
sometimes,
going you weird?
The shoes, shoe wear, and that's what I was saying, high heels in women, sometimes those shoes are too tight fitting. So if you have, you're wearing your cleats for football and your ankles all taped up and what have you, and then you're really tight, and then you got all this force, whether you're running or stopping someone from trying to push you over, and there's just a lot of stress on the foot and pressure on the foot that could also cause irritation of the bone and the soft tissue around it.
Gotcha. Where you said there was a question on YouTube, guys?
Yeah.
Alex, Sanji, how long does it take to recover from a torn Achilles? And is he back 100%? I guess.
Be back, yeah.
And be back 100%. And
which guy is this? Is this the first guy we were talking about?
Yeah.
Just in general, Doc. I guess to return.
Well, I mean, if it's a surgery, it's the surgery itself will heal depending on age and your health. Soft tissue injury, 6, 8 weeks, 8, 12 weeks for, that type of for the tissue just to kind of heal and scar over. But then now you got to talk about rehabbing that, you know, and that's where the process comes in. It takes longer depending on the demands that you have to place upon it. If you're just an everyday person walking around, obviously you'll get back on your feet sooner. But if you're a pro athlete like these guys, it's going to take longer. But the actual tissue, from the surgery will mend in a shorter amount of time, but getting back to usual activities is different.
So what would you say, like, after the rehab is done, getting back to like a normal activity, how long would it take? Like, what is it, the rehab another couple months after two?
Yeah, I mean, so if you're talking the average person, like someone like this shows up in our clinic, it's not a pro athlete per se. They have the surgery. You're probably looking at, again, if all things being good and healthy, I would say, I don't know, like probably 8 to 12 weeks. You're probably like a 2, maybe 3 month stint in rehab.
Okay. Yeah, so it's like a 5-monther for a normal person, pretty much. Yeah. So
Yeah.
then you got to add like probably another few months at least just for an athlete, for a person that's like a grinding athlete, obviously.
Yeah, and listen, the person will be walking. I mean, they'll be probably in a boot for a while to protect it, and then there's progressive loading and weight bearing, which will help you restore your range of motion and strength. So, and there's going to be some degree of pain and discomfort because the tissue has to get used to it. So, depending on the patient's tolerance, they may be able to progress a little quicker or slower based on, how they're doing.
Absolutely. All right. Yes, but it's like they said though. They say it's like a 9-month. It's basically a 9-month injury for Brandon Brooks. They were saying maybe 9 months he could return. So that's a long time. And like we said, even though they return in 9, they're usually not right.
You're not going to be the same guy this year at least.
Yeah.
No.
And then that comes with criticism. For people who don't understand it, it always comes with criticism.
Kobe Bryant had it, right?
Yeah, Kobe.
Back in the day.
Yep.
Man, he didn't have his ups after that for a while, and even he wasn't the same. You have.
He was old when he had it, but you're exactly right there, Doc.
Yeah, DeMarcus Cousins just came back this past week for basketball, and that's a different sport. But these guys have to jump and run.
Yeah.
He looked pretty good, but he's not. He's been rehabbing. I mean, it's going to take a while to get him back to his usual self.
And he was. I think he's about what? He's 10 months, because his happened in
Right.
It was like February last year.
Yeah.
End of
Yeah,
February. Yeah. So it was about 10 months.
He's almost at a year.
It was about 10 months since when he got back on the court, and they said that he's been practicing with them and like rehabbing it for like a month and a half now. So like you said, like
Yeah, it was
and
before
he
the
was-
All-Star break, so it might have been right around this time. I think they might have said it was
Al-
a year ago.
almost
last
a year. Yeah. So it's like a year injury, and he still probably isn't fully there yet, obviously.
No, and a guy like that has an advantage because he's around so much talent that it doesn't have to be all you. You don't have the pressure, of like, let's say an 11 or a guy like Brandon Brooks comes back, and now Brandon Brooks won't have that pressure because he can be hidden up there at times up front on offensive line. But still, I mean, the guy gives up a couple sacks, gets beat. You know how this fan base is. Came back too soon or not good enough. We should have caught him. But if it's a guy, I think he can come back from it. Probably a guy like that. So you hope that he can come back and, if not give you anything next year, at least finish off his deal as going back to that Pro Bowl guy again.
Back to
You know what I
the
mean?
Pro guy, yeah.
Yeah, that's all you can hope for. Doc, obviously John makes me come in early on Sundays now, so he didn't get the memo that I can't start till 2. So that means we got to get right into your AFC, NFC predictions today on who's going to the Super Bowl. I took a little jab at John. Little jab. Anybody hears it?
Jabgate.
Little jab. Little jabs.
Zacto knife gate.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, man. I would love to see Chiefs and Saints, man. That's what I want to see.
I think
that's the one matchup we don't have.
Will's had that.
Okay.
Will's had that. I think like any way you
Great
slice
minds,
it,
Doc.
I think
Great minds.
there's a lot of. I mean, with all 4 teams, you're going to get a good matchup any way you look at it. But yeah, I agree. I think if you get Chiefs and either Saints or Rams on that side, I think for the national public that would be exciting because somebody else from the AFC's in there.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Just don't want
You
New
know,
England.
I just think most people just don't want Brady or the Patriots anywhere in there.
The New England states would be upset. The rest of the country would be ecstatic.
There'd be a shortage of one-bite videos for about a month.
Yeah, we can't do that. We can't have Barstool's. They've had enough. They've had enough. They've had success for 16 years here. So why the guy's doing? Now the guy's a pizza boy. Oh, after all that success, but I like it. So you got Chiefs, Saints. So still a little puppy and a goat.
Yeah,
puppy versus a goat. That'll be a fun one. But no, great games on today, Doc. These were the 2 best games throughout the two best games of the year, actually, throughout the NFL season. So,
That's right.
Exciting stuff. It's good.
Yeah, man. I mean, this looks good. I mean, as much as we love our Eagles, man, we were a little bit on borrowed time a little bit. I mean, it's amazing we got as far as we did with all the injuries and stuff, and we just got to be looking forward to a better 2019-20 season.
Yeah, like we were talking about, Doc, before we run. I mean, this is probably the biggest offseason this franchise has had in a long time. There's a lot at stake here, a lot of draft picks, a lot of decisions with the 19 free agents that are up. So big-time decisions for Howie Roseman, Joe Douglas, and the boys over at the NovaCare complex.
That's right.
So hopefully we get a healthy Carson. No, it would have been nice to talk about it one more week. I know we were playing with house money, but it would have been one more week would have been great.
Fucking one more, we would have been back to the bowl. We would have beat LA again.
You think we would have beat LA again?
Yup.
I can't. I don't know if we would have went there again and won.
You don't know much.
So, Doc, I saw a post come out before we run. It was the synergy of physical therapy and CrossFit at Specialized Physical Therapy. I believe that's what the Burlington Burlington location?
So our Burlington location is actually an 11,000 square foot facility. So it's a full gym. It's also got a CrossFit gym in there, and then we do like sports performance training in there. So it's a little bit of a different place than our other two offices. But yeah, it's awesome. We actually yesterday we had a program we partnered with Enable Fitness, which is a company that works with kids on the autistic spectrum, and they promote fitness in kids with autism. It's awesome.
Oh, that is
really
awesome.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
Yeah, so they're going to be using our space hopefully starting in February, 1 to 2 days a week. So we'll push out that information to you guys. If anybody has family members or friends that have kids on the autism spectrum that want to get moving and exercising, this would be a great program for them.
Oh, that's great. Yeah, definitely get us that info. I just shared the post to the page for people out there that are interested in a little CrossFit themselves. But yeah, the more information, the better, Doc. We'll definitely push that out there.
Cool, awesome.
So, Doc, next week we'll talk again, and we'll get ready for the Super Bowl, and obviously we'll get in a little bit more Sixers and Phillies. We were supposed to get into that today. It didn't happen. We ran a little long with Eagles and title games, but starting next week we'll get in a little more Sixers talk, and I'm sure we'll be talking to be questionable.
Start to turn the page
constantly.
To the Sixers, yeah.
And maybe who knows? Maybe we have a Markelle Fultz sighting that we can talk
hey,
about.
he was on the bench last night.
Yeah,
I saw that.
With whatever mop he had on
Dude,
his head.
I almost broke my TV last night, man. That game was amazing. I don't know if you guys saw that.
Yeah, it was a great game. Paul George ripped our hearts out at the end. After that steal was incredible, wasn't it? The steal to go up 2 was incredible, and then fucking Paul George.
Yeah. You know what? But that was good because they didn't. They got a good another 10 games or 11 games with really high level teams. So
yeah, 10 more, Doc. Absolutely.
They just gotta cut down on turnovers and hit some free throws, man. They're free, for God's sake. Hit them.
Yeah, I know. There's only one thing I hate in sports is when guys go to the line and they miss the gimmies. Yeah. Like, dude, come on. I mean, I can go to a local park and maybe make 1 or 2. I feel like I'm guaranteed 1 or 2 at a local park. I know you might not agree.
You're only gonna give yourself 1 or 2?
I'm just guaranteeing 1 or 2.
I know.
Oh my God, you're the worst.
No. I was actually gonna pat you on the back there. No, I'm not going to.
What were you gonna? You were gonna pat back.
I'll give you 7 to 10.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
I'm gonna make 9 to 10. But
assume that one.
I'm 90% for the fellow.
I assume that one. All right, Doc. Great talking to you again.
I'm like Reggie Miller. 40%
Awesome,
from
guys.
3, 50%
Well, listen, have a great weekend.
from
Hopefully it's the Chiefs, at least, and little Andy Reid throwback in the Super Bowl.
Take care, Doc.
Absolutely.
See you, Doc.
See you, Doc. We'll talk to you
Doc.
soon. Dr. Paul
Bye,
Vidal,
guys.
everybody. Specialized Physical Therapy, LLC, located Burlington, Cherry Hill, Princeton, New Jersey. Find them on the web, specializedphysicaltherapy.com. Family, we love you all. Thanks for joining us. I know this week was a little quicker than usual. Next week, we might be back to a little nighttime action next week, depending on what you guys want to do. But we'll talk about it throughout the week.
Real quick before we run out. Little thoughts and prayers to a member of the A2D family, Kimberly Wallace's family had a house fire. Ooh. So, thoughts and prayers to them.
Yeah, thoughts and prayers.
Absolutely, Kim.
All right.
Thoughts and prayers.
I want to throw. Can I get a crumb of the week out there?
Yeah, Harry, quick.
Real quick. Greg Hardy. No, Greg Hardy fought in the UFC last night, right? Greg Hardy got DQ'd, okay, because he for an illegal knee to the face while his opponent was on the ground. And afterwards, his exact quote was, "I mistimed it. Anyone who knows me knows I wouldn't do that on purpose." Yeah, sure, Greg.
Because it wasn't a woman. Because it wasn't a woman. Jinx.
Yeah, it was somebody that actually hit him back.
Yeah. Keep playing that card, Greg.
The best part is right before that, the dude was taunting him the whole time. Like, had his tongue out, like, let's go, hit me. You can't knock me out. It was the best part about it.
Punchgate. Kneegate. Yeah. All right, fam. We love you. Tom Arno, Nick Delgazzo, Brian Wilson, Greg Mwaglik, Robbie Pove on the ones and twos.
Arctic Freeze coming. Be careful.
Yeah, Arctic Freeze coming.
Gonna drop tonight. Gonna drop.
Go.
Enjoy football today. We'll see you next Sunday. Hey, we got 10 shows on this platform all week long. Got you covered in everything. We out. Peace, fam.
Go. Station. Best damn station.
Copyright that bitch. Cracker talk.